Hi and welcome to yet another Facemaker video tutorial. I am Nuno and today we'll be creating a Amazfit watch face. I hope you had a good entrance in the new year. I know I'm very excited for this year because I'm about to launch the new Facemaker watch face store. And it will be available. I don't have a specific ATA, but most that pre-registered on my site will receive an alert when it's up. Today, a Amazfit watch face. And why a Amazfit? Well, lately I've been doing only Huawei watch faces, and mainly because the Amazfit framework is similar to the one I will be launching for wearOS. So if you learn this framework, you will be more acquainted with the new wearOS framework. It's going to be different in many ways, but the Amazfit is most surely the most similar one to the new wearOS framework for Facemaker. Okay, so if you follow this tutorial, besides learning how to create watch faces for Amazfit, you will also be learning the new wearOS framework. And I chose the Amazfit framework because it's not so limited as the Huawei one. Let me choose a Amazfit watch here. So I'm not quite sure. No, not the Cheetah. Perhaps the Balance. You know what? Let's go with GTR4. And there we go. Now, I searched for reference on the internet and I found a few images for watch faces that I would like to create today. I found this one. Now, I think I have it open on GIMP, and there we go. So the image doesn't have much quality, but it doesn't matter. This will just be a reference for us to put on the background, and so that we can design on top. So this is the watch face that we will be creating today. This is a watch face for wearOS from a creator called Lunar, I think. And yeah, all the design credits go to him. I am just recreating this watch face and showing you how you can build something similar using solely Facemaker. Okay, so let's go back to Facemaker, and we need to add the reference. And for that, I'm going to add a background main container and then add an image. And we can simply go and get the image straight from GIMP. So here I'll press Ctrl+C for copy. Let's go back to Facemaker, and here, if you hover this image preview field, you can simply press Ctrl+V, and there you go. We have the image pasted. Now, right now, you'll see that we can go outside the canvas with the image. Facemaker is not limiting our movement, so we can put it wherever we want. For newbies, I think the best would be for you to enable the constraints. So we'll enable this option on the preferences called Contain Widgets. There we go. And now Facemaker will always won't let you go outside the canvas. And this is good because if you don't have the necessary control to keep things inside, this will be better for you. Okay, so let's set it as the same size as the watch canvas, so 466, and you can see here, up here, the size of the screen. Okay, now we have the reference, and we should start naming stuff, so ref. And here I will go into the face info, and this is something you should do whenever you start a new watch face, to give it a name and to save it. So I believe the original name for this watch face is Exion N. So this is what we will call it, Exion N GTR4. And submit, and then we can press save as and save it on the desktop for now. There we go. Now I am going to enable a feature I don't use or usually use, which is the autosave. And I'll set it to, I don't know, 2 minutes. So this way, Facemaker will save this watch face every 2 minutes. Okay, so let's start creating this watch face. First, we'll start with the bottommost layer, which is this background black here. Okay, so let's add an image, put it on the top left, and I can't quite see the widget outline. I think I will choose another color. So here on the interface, I'm going to choose a green color, just like that, and press submit, and there we go. Now I think it's much better this way. So I'll put it on the top left and press generate. And here I will go with a black color. So select one of the stops and select the color, and the same for the other. And we can add it to the favorites, so it's there and we can use it later. Now let's make it the same size as the screen, so 466 by 466. And there we go, we have our background image, and we can proceed. For now, I'm going to hide this background image and think about what we're going to do. So we have some structures here we need to account for. This one, for example, and I see we have another layer with this shape here, okay, this upper section of the watch face, and another structure here that we need to account for. We have this indentation, or this cutout here, black. Okay, so let me think what is the best way for us to build this. So I believe we should start with this structure here. So let's do it. Let's add an image and put it on the top left, press generate, and now I'm going to pick those colors. So right here, and this one right here. And this is kind of green. I don't want it. I want it to be gray. So let's push it to the left so it's gray. And now let's rotate just like that, and perhaps push this color to the right. And there we go. And now let's make it the same size as the watch screen. And yes, okay. Now we don't need it to be the same height as the watch canvas, so let's make it smaller, 200, and let's zoom in and make it the same height as that one. There, okay. Yes, I believe this will work, so we can now lock it and proceed. Next structure, it will be this one, and this is easily made on Facemaker using the vector draw. So let's add an image. It doesn't matter where you put it, because the vector draw will use the whole watch screen for you to design the shape. So right here, I am going to start and build this watch face from the left to the right. So let's do that. Here on this button, you have draw vector. So press it and just put the first dot right there. And now let's press Alt so we can have a preview of the line that we'll be making. So if we press Control also, you have 45 degrees increments, and this is easier for you to control and make a straight line. So let's zoom in and create this first line, and every time we have a rounded shape, we cut it just like that. Okay, here, and we cut this round shape here too. And now let's go all the way up to the edge of the screen. And now we need to close this shape. So for that, I'm going to enable the guidelines. There we go. And now we have a preview of where the exact center of the watch face is, which is here. So I will put a control point here. There we go. And finally put another one here. And then to close the shape, we simply pick this one and drop it onto the first one. And there we go. Now we need to make this shape round. So let's go into the control points and start pushing them outside. Right there and right there. And the same goes for this one. So right there and right there. And just to make sure, we can push this control point outside the canvas. Okay, that way, oh, sorry. That way we have a control point that is outside, and you won't see anything on the back when we fill the shape. Okay, now we need to account for this round shape here. So let's zoom in and use the control points to make it round. Right there. And finally, this one. There we go. And now we can fill it. And it doesn't matter the color that you're using, because I'll be applying a gradient effect here. Okay, so right now you can see that this is not round, so let's make it round, the sphere. And let's hide the guidelines, zoom in, hide the widget, and so we can pick these colors here. So let's go into effects, add a gradient. You can also simply search for it. There we go. And now let's pick those colors. So the first one, right here, let's push it to the left. So just to make sure that it's totally gray. So the more you move to the right, the more saturation you have. So to remove all the color information, or just use black and white colors or gray colors, you push it to the left. And finally, we pick this color on the left. There we go. And once again, push the control point here to the left. And we might save this gradient. And oh, by the way, we need to rotate it. So I'm going to remove this one and add the new one. Okay. So let's show the gradient we just made. And yes, I believe this will work. Okay, let's show the reference, because I believe it has a sort of a black border here. Maybe it's not a black border, but a void, a space, but we can make it this way. So let me show you. Here, I'm going to add another effect, a border effect. And this border, it will be black. So, right there. I believe we have the black already. I don't know what I'm doing, so I believe I edited the gradient, and indeed I have. I'm so sorry. So let's fix this. First this one. Then this one. Oh, we had it here. It was saved. Okay. So now here we'll go with the black one. Okay. For the border. Now I can show it. And let's show everything else so you can see what we have here. So we have this black border, and I'm going to increase the size. Something like 3 and change the mode to 2. And yes, this will work perfectly. So we have that border we needed. And if you notice here on the reference image, we now have a line, a multicolored line that will go from the left to the right and has this, this contour. I will try to recreate it. So let's have another image, and here I will press draw vector, and let's start drawing this line. So here, and Control Alt, there, right there, and finally end the line here. Okay, now let's zoom in and take care of this curve. And now I will need to enable the background, so this one here. So we have a clear view of the final effect. So let's tweak this curve further, something like that, and let's enable all the others now and make this line thicker. So let's go with 3 perhaps, and yes. Now I'm going to hide the control points and see if this is good enough, and it isn't. You might notice that it's going beyond the outside that black effect we made. So, but I guess I'll go with it, because if I now press save, we have the line we created, and we can make this black border larger. So let's come in here. Let's go into the effects, and here increase the border to black. And there we go. Now I'm going to hide this, and I'll try to pick this gradient. So here I'll apply a gradient effect, and now I'll just start picking colors. So I think, sorry, I'm going to zoom out, and let's get some more space here by increasing the canvas size. And there we go. Now we have all the images, and we can pick the colors. So right here, and perhaps make it, more colorful. And by the way, to copy this color, this blue color, onto the other, we just select it, then click here, and then go on to the other control point. But the old color is still here, so all we have to do is enter, and there we go. So we have this color here. Now it will be the pink one. So right here, and pick that color. And like before, I will make it brighter. Replicate it here, and I believe this should work. Let's show the oh, I forgot to rotate, and there we go. Okay, so yes, this is the effect we were going for. So okay, we can now proceed. Let's lock all the layers and see. Yeah, I believe I'll go with this shape here. So let's do it. Image. And here I will draw a vector as usual, and start drawing. Right there. Right there. And then all the way to here. Enable guidelines. Click and click, and then connect, and there we go. Let's go outside. Oops. Yeah, I usually do this, just create useless control points. And okay, let's take care of this one here, and this should be okay. So now let's create this curve right there and right there. Okay, now fill it and save. And I'll make it a sphere. This is not necessary, but it should account for this perfect contour of the watch face, okay? So now I need, as usual, to apply a gradient, and I can see that it's lighter on the top and darker on the bottom. So let's do it. Here, search for gradient, and as usual, let's pick those colors. So the bottom one first. There we go. And now the top one. So select it and pick the color. There we go. Now we have one problem. If you notice, once I bring the image back, let me just hide the guidelines. This image is using the whole size of the canvas, and the gradient usually applies to the whole size of the image. So this gradient here, this light gray, is located here, and the dark gray is located down here. So we want it to be here, the light gray to start here. And for that, I am going to crop the content. And you'll notice that the gradient changed because now it is being applied to the useful part of the image only, not the whole canvas, okay? And I believe I will make this a little bit darker, or push the darker color up and even go with a almost black color here. And remember to never use pure blacks or whites on your watch faces. I believe that you shouldn't use pure colors like black and white on a watch face, and on no artwork should use pure black or white, okay? You always go with a shade of gray, light or dark, and you will have much better results. For this background here, it doesn't matter. It can be black because you will have some content on top, and we want it to be highlighted, to have, so you can see it better. And in this case, it will be perfect for us. So let's continue. And we have that shape there, and we're going to apply the same black border we did for the one above. So I believe it was, now let me see here. So it's a 4 pixels border with a mode 2. Okay. So let's go and add a border. Select a black color, 4 pixels and mode 2. There we go. Now let's see what we have here. And you can't really see it because right now the background is also black. But we now need that same line we created for the one on top. So let's do that. Zoom out, hide everything, and bring back the reference image. Add an image and press draw vector. Okay, so let's create this line. And I know many users are having problems using the vector draw tool, and this is because they're not designers. Most of them don't know how to use these tools, and also because the vector draw doesn't have a undo feature. So if we create a control point and we want to undo, we can, okay? Instead, you have the reset, which will delete all the points, all the control points, but you can also just simply delete a point here, okay, by pressing Ctrl-Alt. You have the shortcuts here on the right, and in case you need them. I personally can work perfectly well with this tool and the way it is, just the way it is. So yeah, I believe the problem they're having is because they don't have much experience with design software. because if I can do it and other users can do it, so do they, I think. They will be able to do it too. So now we have this line and we need to apply the gradient. So let's do that. First, I am going to crop the content. So right now it is cut to the useful part of the image. Only the necessary pixels are on the image right now. And this will make our lives easier to apply the gradient now. So let's search for gradient, click it. And as before, I need to sample those colors, but I think I'll do it differently this time. So let's go back into that line we created earlier. It's not this one here. Okay. And let's go into the gradient and add it to the favorites. So it's there, okay? And this way we can use it for this new line we created, this one. So let's go and on the gradient select this gradient here. And there we go. Just like that, we have a perfect result. So we can now lock the layers and proceed. Let's take a look at the reference. Okay, I believe we can make this structure here and put it behind this one. So let's do that. Let's add an image. As usual, draw a vector and start drawing. And sorry. Okay, right there, and let's finish this by going all the way to here. It won't be visible, you know, because we'll have a black circle all around on top, so it's not really that important, but if you're a perfectionist like me, you'll prefer to do it this way. So now let's make it round, just like that and like that. And I believe I need to have finer control of this line. So there we go. And now this one, right there. And right there. And just for good measure, let's push this button, or this control point, sorry, outside the canvas. And now let's account for these curves here. And you'll notice that sometimes you'll have a small window, progress indicator. This means Facemaker is saving your project. So I haven't pressed save a single time, apart from the first one where I saved the file. Facemaker now is taking care of saving your file. So I think this is a must for all newbies to use, because most forget to save, and this way Facemaker will do it for you. Just remember that you should first go into the file, Face Info, give it a name and save it once, okay, somewhere on the desktop or on a folder you created for this purpose. So yeah, let's fill this shape. This is done. We can now save and make it a sphere as usual. So now we need to pick those colors. So let's hide it. And here, now let me see. Yeah, I'm going with a gradient as usual. And let's pick colors. So this one, right there. And okay, and now let's pick this one right there. Okay, rotate the gradient to the right, and there we go. And we should now put it beneath, not this one, this one. Okay, Yes, I believe we have a good result. Yes, and we can continue. Okay, so everything is locked. We can proceed. And now let's start adding other elements. Now we have these black elements and they're easy to add, so let's do it. Image, draw vector, and now zoom in. Click, click, click. And now let's try and keep a parallel line here. And join, and this is a closed shape now, so we can simply push it outside. Take care of this curve. Right there. Might have to push this back. Yeah, right there, and there we go. Now we can fill it, and don't mind the color. We can, of course, add a color afterwards on the effects. Right now, I am going to the sphere and crop the content. So we've cut it to the useful part of the image. And here I am going to add a fill color. And select black. And done. Now let's see what we have. Lock it. And yes, I think this should work. Okay, now let's take care of these two here. These are simple enough shapes, so we should do it very quickly. So here I will select draw vector, zoom in, and as before, I will draw a shape right there. Let's handle this curve here. So like this, and here we should have some curvature also right there. So save, and now let's take a look, and yes, this is perfect. So I think I should crop the content, and remember, you should always do it because it will make your watch face smaller in the end. And now you'll notice that we have this option here, which is the last effect you applied. So since we used it here, it now shows on the next widget as the last applied effect. And you can select it and make your life easier. Okay, so now we can lock it and proceed. And let's take care of the other shape, this one. And now we need some fine control over our shape. So let me show you. Because we now have another shape here, and we need to match the same location, curvature, and all that. So you'll notice that this went a little bit down, so we need to push it just a little bit up, just like that, okay? And here I'll try to account for that curvature there. And now let's fill it and save, and bring back all the other images, and perhaps I'll apply the fill color. Now let's see if this is, and I believe it is. If it wasn't, you could perfectly come in here and press edit vector, and you could fine-tune it so it would match the slope here. And then when you're happy with the result, you would save, and Facemaker would apply the effects and all that, and you would have the result you need. So I believe this is done. We can now lock and take a look at the reference again so we can continue. I believe we should take care of this black circle here. So let's do that. Add an image, and put it on the top left and press generate. And here you have several options: polygon, dial, and circle. Here I'm going to select circle. So you see what we have there, okay? So for this one, I am going with black for now and increase the radius. So you know in the end, it will have to be 466 by 466 here. And to achieve an even number here, we need an even number on the circle line width. So let's increase it. And we have, let's go with 28 and increase until we have the 466 on top here, okay? And there we go. Now I believe this is too thick, and indeed it is, or maybe not. Let's go with 26 and increase the radius. Okay, I believe this is almost exactly what we need, and yes, I believe this will work. Okay, now we need to account for the layer order. So you'll notice that we have this circle all around, but these lines are above. So we need to put them above the black circle. Let's do that. So there we go. This is one of the lines. Let's put it on top. And the other one right here. So yes, there we go. We have a perfect result, and we can now proceed. So all layers locked. Let's show the reference, and let's start heading. Let's take care of some of the visual, of the graphic elements. So this shape here, we have these lines. Okay, we have these dots, these blue dots here. We have these marks right here. So let's start taking care of them. So here I'll add an image, put it on the top left and press generate. And this time we're going with a dial. There we go. Now never mind the font. I'm using the Christmas font I used for my latest video, my last video, I mean the Christmas one. So here, it doesn't matter the font you have, because I am going to turn off the digits, and we need to use the hours 12 template and enable the hours. There we go. Now let's make it the same size as the count, so 466. There we go. You can immediately see we have the marks where they should be. Okay. Now we need to account where they start and end, and for that let's edit the start point, so the vertical position. Let's go with this and make it longer. Right there. And I might go with a 3 pixels wide. And yes, I believe this is perfect. I won't go with a pure white. I mean, as I said before, you should never go with pure whites. So let's go with this gray color, add it to the favorites, and done. And yes, I believe this will work. So now we have some useless marks in here that we need to remove. Let's take a look at the reference. So you'll notice that we don't have one here. And we need to remove the one on top and on the bottom. So let's do that. Here I'll go, and we could edit it on an external editor, just like GIMP. And for that you have to enable the external editor option here. So graphics editor executable. If you click it, you can go and fetch the GIMP executable right here, then and GIMP, and press submit. And now if I wanted to edit this image on GIMP, all I had to do is press edit file on external editor. And if I press it, you'll see that we now have it open straight from Facemaker on GIMP. Now we have, as I said, two ways to do this. To delete these useless marks we have, we can do it straight on Facemaker by using the simple edit image editor. So edit image, switch to the eraser and increase the radius, and now just go and delete those we don't need. Right here, and save. Now you'll see that for this purpose, this works perfectly. I mean, for this kind of thing, you don't need to use Photoshop or GIMP or whatever. And this is what the image editor, the Facemaker image editor is for simple editing of images, to delete one part you don't need, or make simple, adjustments, delete some parts. And for this, the Facemaker image editor works perfectly. Okay, so this is now done. We removed those parts we didn't need, and we can now proceed. Here, I'm gonna make this shape here, this, this shape, and we can create it on top. So let's add an image, enable the guidelines, and go draw vector. Now let's zoom in, and here I am going to try to create this shape. So right there, and go past the middle guideline here. Let's increase the radius, something like this, and let's try with oh yeah. The problem about this mode is, yeah, the shape. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this. Yeah, I believe this is the best way. So let's make it one grid, and now let's try and create the contour of this shape. So right there, and now let's go up. Here, and now close the shape here, and there we go. And now let's make some tweaks. And this might work. Yes, I believe it will. So let's fill it and save. And now we can apply a mirror. So mirror, and enable the horizontal effect, and there we go. We have that shape we needed, and I believe, yeah, this is good enough. I'll just add a fill color effect, because right now that is pure white, and I prefer to use this gray color. Oh, we had it here, so just have to select it, and there we go. So apply all, and you'll notice that this is the same size as the canvas, so this is perfect for a mirror effect. So enable the vertical option here, and we should have it on the bottom too. So yeah, this is done. We can now apply and forget that this exists. Oh, and by the way, we can crop it to content. So you'll notice that Facemaker now made it as small as possible. Okay, so yes, this is now done, and we can proceed and make other graphical elements. So we have this line here, and I believe we will do it now. So let's do it. Let's add an image, and here I will press generate, and I will place it up there because we need to know where it will start. I will change to circle right there, and perhaps one more pixel up or two, and make it thinner. So let's go with yeah, this value, and now we need to choose a color, and I believe I will go with that gray color perhaps make it darker, something like this. Okay, now click this color code here, select the other gradient and press enter. This way we have a perfect replication for this one. Let's add it to the favorites, and then we will try to match and make it the right size. So we know it starts on the pixel number 8 on the y-axis. So we should put it on the same spot for the x-axis, right there. And now let's increase the radius. Now, we know the sum of these margins here, so we know we have 8 on the left and 8 on the top. And we should have 8 on the bottom and 8 on the right for this to be perfectly centered. So 8 times 2 is 16. So that leaves us with 450, okay? So that's the size we should have here. The problem is we have a odd number here on the width. So I think I'll go with 4 instead, and immediately we have a 450 image size, which is exactly what we needed. So now all we need to do is set the start and end angles. So let's do that. I am going to create the circle for the left side, and then we will mirror it to the right side. So we need to set the start angle, and the start angle will be something like 330 or even more. So yeah, and we need to make this end angle smaller. So right there. Well, you know what? Perhaps we're going with a 3 instead, or maybe 2. No. Yeah, 3. Okay, so let's move this slightly, just so it matches exactly our reference. And I might make it darker, so let's do that. I don't want these shapes to stand out so much, so this is why I am making it darker. There we go. Now we should have a perfect result, which I believe we have, so we can lock it. And here I will crop the canvas, so make it the same size as the screen. And now we can apply a mirror effect. Horizontal, and there we go. We have it on the other side. So this is a perfect mirror from the other side. And for this effect to work, you need to account for the center of the image. So we wanted the center of this image to be the exact center of the watch face. So this is why I made it the same size as the canvas, okay? So let's proceed, and let me see here. I think we can kind of fake this, because if you take a look here on the reference, we have a little bit of that circle there, of that line. Okay, so I believe I will mirror it onto the bottom side too and apply. And then we can use the Facemaker image editor to delete this side, okay, and delete some of this one here. And let me save and see what we have here. I think we can further, yes we can. So edit image and delete it just a little bit more. So something like that, and save. And let me take a look, and yes, this is exactly what we needed. Okay, we can now proceed, and let's see, we have some further elements here. We have these 3 dots, and let's do them. So press generate, make this real small, so 5 by 5, and now let's put it here because I need to see what we're doing. So Yeah, it needs to be larger, so let's go with 7 perhaps. And now, since this is a polygon, we can make it have the sizes we want. So to make it a circle, I'll go with a high number of sides, something like 200. And there we go, we have a circle. And we can now also sample this blue color. Right there. And you know what? Yeah, this will work. I was thinking about making it darker, slightly darker. Something like this. Let's lock just so we don't have the border. Okay. Yes, I believe this will work. So let's unlock the layer and place it right there. And now press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and we have a copy. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and we have a copy. And there we go. We have those 3 dots, and we can now merge them. So add and add. And we have that shape there. And you know what? It looks like this is using some sort of a gradient, because you'll notice that this is pink right there and blue up here. Okay, let's try and replicate this. So I'll make it the same size as the canvas, and then I will clone it and rotate it. Right there. And clone it again and rotate it. Right there. Okay, so now I am going to merge these 3 right there, and we have the 3 elements we needed. So as you can see there, the first thing you should do, because we rotated, is crop it to the canvas right there. So you can see that now it's located on 0, 0, and it has the same size as the screen. So this is what we need. Okay, so now let's add a gradient. And let me try and choose that gradient, this one. And yes, I believe this is better than using that color we had before. So I'll go with this. Yes, perfect. Okay, we can now proceed, lock this layer, and let's take a look at the reference, and let's start adding these images here. So let's add an image. Let's go into the library, stencils, and here I will select a Running Man image. And let's crop it to content and resize it. Let's try and match this original size right there. And now let's lock it. And now we need something to put here. So yes, we can use the distance. So let's add an image. And let's go into the library, stencils. And we need something for the distance. So we have these, perhaps this one here. Now let me see here. Yes, it might work. The problem about using something similar to this one is you can't hardly see it on the watch. And you know, everyone knows this symbol I am adding now, which is the location symbol. And I believe it should work better. Okay, so yeah, let's do it. Let's use this one. Okay, this is done. We now need this line here. So let's add an image, draw vector, click, and click, and we need to select a color. So I believe I will go with this one here. Let's add it to the favorites right there, and perhaps make it 2 pixels wide and save. Now let's see what we have here, and yes, okay, this will do. Crop the content, and now let's clone it and put it here. Now we need to match the reference image, so let's do that. And I think I nailed it, so this is done. We can now proceed. So let's show everything, or rather, let's take a look at the reference and see what we'll do next. So, okay, I believe we can start adding some data. Well, I think I will also add these marks here, and okay, let's do that. Enable everything, add an image, and I believe it should be located more or less where this circle is. So it should start, we can go with 25, so 25 by 25. And so that gives us 50, 25 times 2, 50, 466 minus 50, 416. So that is the width and height that we'll have to have for this dial. So 450, there we go. And I should really remove this font because we don't need it anymore. Oh no, it's not 450, it's 416. Sorry. So 416. And there we go. Now disable the digits and let's go with the minutes. And yes, this is what we need. So let's match it with the reference, and I believe yes, this should work. Now it should start earlier, so on the 0, yeah, exactly there. Well, the problem is, yeah, I'll go with this. Let's make it 2 pixels wide and make it darker. So something like this should work. Add it to the favorites, and now let's see what we have here. And this will work, yes. Okay, let's go with this. And now we need to remove all those that we don't need. So that is very easy. Edit image and just start erasing all these. There we go. And here, and save. Now lock it and see what we have here. It might be, yeah, we need to make it darker. So let's add a brightness effect and push this down. You know, I want it to be just a hint of something, you know, just to make the watch face rounder all around. Okay, so I believe this will work, or perhaps just a little bit more. Let's go with 38. And yes, I believe this is perfect. Let's lock it, show the reference, and now, yes, we can now proceed. Let me just take a look because I think, no, it's perfect. Okay. Okay, back on track. I believe we can start adding some, or rather not. Let's add these icons here. So, image. So this one will be the icon for the calories. So let's select a go with this one. I like this one. So crop the content right there, resize it and place it, and there we go. And for the stairs, I'm not sure that Amazfit has a stairs data type, so I believe I'll have to find another one. So let me see here. Health, and indeed it doesn't. So we have calories, we have distance. Okay, I don't think that this watch face has the heart rate. Oh, it has one here. Okay, so let's go with stand-up times. Okay, this is perfect. Here on the background, so had another image. And let's go to the library, and here we have stand-up images. So that represent standing up. Should be a share. There we go. We'll go with this one and crop the content. Resize it. So we want it to be more or less the same size as the calories one. So there we go. Put it here and we're golden. We now need this line here, so let's do it. It will take only a few seconds. So with a dark gray, it's just a separator, and we need more thickness. Let's hide the control points and see what we have, and this will do perfectly. Okay, now I'll crop the content. It doesn't really matter because in the end it will be merged with all the other background images, but still it's a good practice to crop all the images to the max. Okay, this is going along quite nicely, and I don't think we need to do many more images. Oh yes, we have this black image here. So this will be composed of two. So the first one, image, press generate, and let's go with polygon and insert 200 faces. And now let's make it the same size as this part here. So right there, and let's go with a smaller size. So 55. So let's go with 57. And yes, 57 will do just fine. And I believe this is black. I'm not quite sure, but I'll go with black. If we need to color it with, to use another color for it, we can always apply an effect. Okay, so this is done, and we now need this, okay, for the month. So let's add an image, press generate, select the black color, and place it here, zoom in, and we don't need the reference. So let's show everything else. This way we will have the opportunity to see the final effect. So let's merge, or rather lock the layer, so we can have a perfect look of the final effect. And I believe this works perfectly. Okay, now we have this, and we can now merge it with this circle. So let's do that, add, and let's crop the canvas and then crop the content, and there we go. This should work perfectly, and we have that effect we needed, and not much to go now. I think Oh yes, we need to have this for the heart rate. How could I forget it? So let's add an image, draw vector, and let's draw this shape here. So right there. And now let's go straight, or rather let's use a middle one here, or rather not. We can connect it right there. And now we need to push it outside, just like that. And then the same for this one. Push this one up. And now let's take care of this curve. Right there and right there. Okay, now for the fill color, I will go with this one, add it to the favorites, and then select the same, or rather I was selecting the line, the border color, okay? And now I selected the fill color, and now let's press fill and submit. Now it may not look like much right now, but we'll put it beneath all these layers right there. And then I might go, or rather let's first crop, or rather the sphere, and then crop the content, and I will make it a little bit darker. So let's go with brightness, lower the brightness, something like this. And then I will add a inner shadow, and the inner shadow will give us that look we need. So that indented look that it looks like it's cutting out from the watch face, okay? So this looks like a recessed area, okay? It looks like this is cut out from this structure here, and this is what we need. Okay, we have that shape. Let's turn off the guidelines. Well, not the grid, sorry. There we go. And I believe the effect, yes, I believe this is looking good. We can now start adding datas, or rather, I believe we still have the heart shape. Yes, we do, this one. So let's add it. One last image for the background. Effects, or rather, sorry, we need to load the image first. So stencils, and let's load a heart rate image, this one, and let's crop it to content, resize it, and place it there. And we need to, of course, give it a red color. So let's go with the fill color. There we go. And here I will go with a darkish red. Lock it, and let's take a look. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have the background made. Okay, the background is done. I just need to color all these icons here. So let's go into the or rather not. I might go with, no, let's go with this blue color. Yeah, it will do nicely. Okay, so fill color, and I believe I saved the blue color, and indeed I did. Here on the calories, select the last fill color, and now we can show and see what we have. So okay, now the location, last fill color, and running, last fill color. There we go. This will work wonderfully. We can now proceed and start adding data types. Okay, so let's start with the heart rate, which is one of the most complex here. So heart rate, and here I will add a circle. So, or rather, not a circle, because the circle widget for Amazfit is still very basic. It's only a simple color. and we need all these colors here. Okay, we need a multicolor circle. So for that we can add, instead of a circle, we can add an image tag. And you'll ask, well, how can you make a circle out of an image tag? Well, you just have to press generate on Facemaker and select circle. So this way we can create a progress widget that will resemble a circle. Okay, so now I am trying to replicate this curvature. Let's see here. You know what? This might be perfect. I just need to make the width line, and now make the radius smaller. And you know, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, as long as you have something that resembles the reference image. So there we go, this should work. Let me just take a look at one thing here. So yes, we have a slight problem because we need to make it look like the circle is beneath this. So we might have to cut this this shape after all. Okay, let me see if I can you know, fake this effect. So here we'll go with I don't know, let's say 16 perhaps. Okay. Okay, let's not procrastinate and try to finish this. So let's go with the first color, which is this blue. Here it will be the red, but I will try and pick a brighter color because, you know, this is a very bad quality image. So you need to account for that. Here I'll go try and yes. So blue, sort of yellow, and here it will be orange. That's right. And now let's go with the concentric or conical gradients. And okay, we have the colors, but not the gradient location, and this is very hard to achieve for some. I won't lie. So just think of it like this. So this is a conical gradient, and what you see here, it will be replicated here. So right now, if I show the widget, you'll see what we have here, right? So to replicate the reference image, we need it to be red here on top, here and here. The problem is we have blue here, so let's do that. Let's push the blue color here, and here we'll select the red and add on this side, okay? So now we need to push this onto the right. And there we go. So it starts on the blue, right there. Well, not the blue here. Push the yellow, right here. And now we need to push the orange one too. So I believe this will work, okay? So now we need to make it smaller to start here and end here. So let's do that. Let's go with 300 perhaps. And it was way too much, so... And yes, I'm gonna have to cut out this shape here, okay? There's no way around it. Well, I guess... Okay. You know what? And we're gonna have to go with negative angles. So Here it should start on 30 or even less. So something like that. And here we'll go with minus 90. There we go. And this is because if I go let me show you here. Now, yeah, because this is being cut from the middle of the circle, okay, which is located here. If I use this angle, it won't match this line here, which is straight, okay? So this would have to be, or rather not. I believe I can crop it later, so let's go, okay, let's go with minus 90. Okay, and this should fit also, so this is perfect, so let's go with it. And the circle is basically done, okay? And now we're gonna use this for the background and to create the image set. So if you notice, we now have something that grows, okay? And so now let's continue and crop this circle so that it looks like it's behind this and has this sort of you know, inner shadow. This won't be easy. Okay, I was thinking about removing this image we created. So let me see here. No, it's not this one. You see, this is why you should always name, there you go, it's this one. Now let's give it a simple name, something like cut out. And now I will replicate it and put it on top, okay? Now we need to somehow remove everything but this image from this image set. And for that I'm gonna put it on top, so above the image set. And then I don't need these effects, so I might as well apply them. And now I am going to have invert alpha. So everything that was opaque became transparent, and everything that is transparent became opaque. The problem is this is not the same size as the watch screen. We need to remove this part too. So here I'll come in here and press crop to canvas. Oh dear, yes. Oh, I applied the effect, yes. When you apply certain effects, or rather when you crop the canvas, certain effects have to be applied, and this is one of them. So I'll repeat this step. Let's go and copy that cutout. Now I'll use a different method. I will Control C on cutout, and here select the heart rate and Control V, and we have a copy of that cutout image. And here first I am going to crop the canvas. There we go. And now we can invert alpha. And this is exactly what we need, okay? And now we can remove all this part, all this white part from this image set. And for that, I am going to subtract. And there we go. You can't see it now because it's on image 0 here. If I use the shift and mouse wheel to scroll, you'll see that we have the circle we need perfectly cut out to to the space here. So this is exactly what we wanted. Okay, so I want to see one thing here. Here on the reference. Yeah, because I don't like one thing. This is going a little bit above that outer circle. Well, or maybe not. it's almost flush with it. So yeah, we'll be applying a shadow and putting this circle above everything else, so that won't be a problem. We can proceed. Okay, now we need a placeholder for this, because when this is growing, you know, we don't know that it will make a full circle. So for that we need a placeholder image. The problem is here on the reference, you'll notice that this image has some sectors, okay, and we need to account for them. To create these you know, these lines here, and we're going to do that. So let me just put this on the frame 0 or 1, and here I will add an image. There we go. And I thought about how I could do this. I will go with a draw vector and select a very dark color, almost black, and start drawing. So I need to see this, or rather not. Yeah, I don't think I need to see it. So let's start creating these lines. And we made one line, and if we wanted to create this one, usually you would click and you would have a line in between the control points. We don't want this, so let me delete this one, Control Alt, and now I will press Shift and add a new dot right there. So if you press Shift, you will have an independent section, an independent segment of line, okay? So now we can continue and add this one, and then Shift and click and add this one. And there we go. And now we can bring back, or rather we can save this right there, and we can bring back the image set. And we need to tweak it, but no problem. I knew this would happen, so let's come in here and simply edit vector and pull this outside. And we can hide the control points, but still be able to edit them, okay? So right there, and right there. And I don't like the position of this one. So let's show the control points again, because I need to make it straight. Right there. And let's save. I think those lines are a little thin. So edit vector, and I'll go with 2 pixels and save. And there we go. Yes, this is exactly what we needed. Okay, so yes, I think this will work. So now I am going to merge these with the circle here. So let's do that. Add. And you'll notice that we still have, for some images, we still have that those lines, but it doesn't matter because here I'm going to copy the last image. So Control C, and here on the background I'm going to add an image, and here I will press Control V and paste this circle image here. Let's lock all these layers because they're on the way. So let's put it on 0, 0, just like the image set here, and let's hide it for now. We have this image that we'll use as a placeholder, and this I am going with the brightness, I think, right there. And if I show the heart rate circle and press play, and there we go. And yes, I believe this will work. So let's use it. Okay. Now we have one last thing we need to account for, which is this, this sort of shadow effect. And this won't be easy. Let me show you why. Because if I applied a inner shadow to this circle, the shadow would also be applied here. Okay? So we need to find another way to do it. First things first, I am going to apply a shadow to this one, maybe, or maybe not. I don't think. Yeah, it's not necessary. Okay, let's go back into this one. We need a shadow here and here. And for that, I'm going to add an image, draw a vector, and I'll simply draw a line here. So right here, sorry, and another one here. Oops, I forgot to click shift. So shift and line here to here. There we go. And now make it thick enough, so something like this, and save. Now we have this, and we need to apply a Gaussian blur. So let's do that. Gaussian blur, increase the blur. This is way too much. So something like this should work. And now let's apply, and like before, first we need to merge these two. So add. But the problem is the shadow is going over this, and we can't have it. We have to remove everything that's beyond this point and here too. So I'm going to copy that cutout image again. So Control C here, Control V, and crop the canvas, and then apply a invert alpha. There we go. And finally remove or subtract. And there we go. Now we have shadow on the circle, so that it looks like it's beneath this segment here. We could have done this differently, and it might be easier, but yeah, we achieved the same result here with these steps we took, so we might as well just go with it now. Okay, so now I can add more data. So for example, image combo, generate, and we really need to select another font here. So let's go with the Oswald medium. And let's select a grayish color. I can't quite recall what the reference. Yeah, it's a brighter gray. So let's do that. Something like this. Okay. And we might go even brighter, like that. And yes, this should be enough, so let's make it smaller. This is not exactly the same font, but who cares, right? As long as it looks good, and this is what I always tell my users, as long as it looks good, it doesn't matter. It will work. So let's crop the content. And there we go. Let's keep it maybe aligned to the right. Right there. And let's lock it and take a look. And it works. Okay. So now let's proceed and add the Lunar face. So here for Amazfit, the Lunar face is located on, so let me see here, I believe system date, and indeed it is. So we have two variants. I'm going with this one, which is only 8 images. There we go. And we can generate it. We could use some images we have on the library. For example, this one here, 8. And you have also one for the 30 images version. I'll go with this one. I'm not sure I'll use this because we can generate it on Facemaker. So we might go with that. Now I'll just see if how this looks. And I believe I prefer a more real look to it than the reference has. So yes, I will go with it. And here on the background, I'm gonna have an image, press generate, make it a circle. And this might be the right size. I can't really remember the size. Oh, damn. Yeah. Okay. I can't really remember the size of the moon widget, which again, I forgot to lock the layers, and they always get on the way. So make sure you always lock the layers. Once you're done with them, there's no point in keeping them, unlocked. So here I'm gonna make this small or smaller, and there we go. Yes, I believe this will work perfectly. So let's lock it and test the moon face. And there we go. This is exactly what we need. Okay, so let's proceed and let's show the reference. Here we'll have the month. So let's do that. So we need the month image set, this one here. And let's press generate. So remember, all images are being generated on Facemaker. Usually, with any other software, you would have to generate these images on GIMP or Photoshop and then import them, which is not practical in my opinion. So yes. Right now I'm inserting the month names, November and December. We wanted them to be, uppercase. Now let me see here. We might go. Yes, we're going with this font here. And I believe this should work perfectly. Yes, it does. So let's press preview, January. Okay, we can now proceed. Let's take a look at the reference. Oh, I forgot this icon here. So let's add an image. And here, library. And remember, all these images for steps, distance, calories, whatever, you have plenty of them here on the stencils section. So just select it and it should be on battery. So this one here should work perfectly. So let's crop the content and resize it, place it, and let's add a fill color. It should be that blue color we used for the others. So this one here. Let's take a look. And yes, it's a little bit, you can't really see it because this background here is a little too light, and we might go and apply a brightness effect and maybe make it a little bit darker. And yes, okay, we can now proceed, and here we'll have the battery information. So it will be an image combo. So remember, image combos is anything with numbers, something like this, okay? And we need an image set, and we have to design it. So let's do that. Here I'll add a system battery. There we go. And let's take care of the image combo first. So generate, and let's crop the content. Oh, the problem is we have a much larger character, which is this one. And Facemaker is analyzing the width of all the images, and it will make all of them the same size as the largest one, which is this one. Okay, so we have a little problem here that we need to solve. So the way to solve this is, first we match the height, which seems to be correct, and we now need to delete this one before we crop the content. And for that, I am going and select it here, and then click Edit Image, and just simply delete it, just like that, okay? And save. And now when we make crop the content, you will see that now it is really cut to size. And yes, this should work. Let's align it to the right instead and put it here, and this is done. We can now proceed and create this image set here. So this is kind of easy to create in Facemaker. All we have to do is create one of these sections here. So let's draw a vector, zoom in, and we'll try to create something like we see in the reference. So something like this. And okay, this is now done, and we can fill it. Doesn't matter the color. So there we go. We have one of those segments, and now we need to make it an image set. Okay, so for that we have several tools, and we have one that makes exactly this. So it's this one, image set generator. What it does is it uses one image and then replicates it as many times as you need them to, so that it creates a growing progress widget. And let me show you here. So first we need to crop the content. Make this as small as possible. And there we go. Now I will click image to image set. And there we go. We have the that same tool that we had there. We have it here. And what we'll do is increase the number of iterations. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, sorry. No, it's this offset X. Okay. Oh, there we go. This is what we need. So 5. Now we have 5 images, or rather 6 images, and it is using 9 pixels of offset at each iteration. So let's increase this offset until we have something that will work for us. And I believe this will work. So there we go. We have those 5 images, and we can now simply save and export this. I will create a folder on the desktop. So new folder, and call it image set, and select folder, and the images are saved. Okay, and now we don't need this image, so we can delete it. Here I'll add an image set, and now I will import those we created earlier. So let's go to the desktop, and here we have that image set folder, and all the images we created are here. So open, and you can't see anything now because it's on frame 1. Let's use Shift and scroll the mouse wheel, and there we go. We have all the images we need. They will grow and they will show the battery progress. Okay, so this is exactly what we need. Now we need to take care of the colors. So let's go into the effects and add a gradient. Okay, now let's select this, and here we'll go with a blue color. Maybe this one. Okay, let me see here. I believe this will work. So I'm gonna add this gradient to the favorites right there, because I think we will need it for the hours, minutes, and seconds. So it's saved, and if we now scroll through the image set, you'll notice that we have exactly what we needed. I believe I will make this more bluish on the right side, and yes. Okay, so this is now done. We just need a, I believe, in a shadow. And I'll make it smaller, something like that. And yes, I believe this will work. So now we have this, and we need, as usual, a placeholder, because if I show all the images, we only have this image set growing, but when it's on the first one, it doesn't show anything. So this is not good practice. We should always have a placeholder image. And for that, we're gonna use the last image of this image set. So here on the last image, we'll click it and press Ctrl C. And here on the background main container, we'll add an image and click the image preview and press Ctrl V. And we have that, that image we needed, okay, for the placeholder. So we will place it in the same spot as the image set of the battery. But I need it to be darker or another color. I'll go with a darker version. So here I'm gonna add a brightness effect and lower the brightness, so make it much darker, something like that. And now we can test and see what we have. There we go. Much better. Okay, I believe this is perfect, and we can now proceed. So let's take a look. I think I'm gonna take care of the hours and minutes and seconds, so let's do that. Here on the widget, time, digital dial, and here I will start adding image sets. So the first one will be hours first digit, and let's press generate, and there we go. We have the numbers for the hours. I will make this much larger, something like this, but I will show the background because I want to match the exact height of the digit with the height of this black part here. So one more pixel or two, and yes, this is perfect. Okay, so you'll notice on the reference image that all the numbers have a different gradient. I like this effect and I'm gonna use it, but this needs a little know-how. So this won't be easy for all of you, so try to, try to keep up. Okay, so here we had this gradient we saved earlier, and I need it to be inverted. So blue on the left and pink on the right. And this is what we will use, okay? Exactly this. The problem is we're not accounting for that shadow, okay? That shadow we had above that makes it look like that they're underneath all these upper and lower structures, okay? So how can we do that? Well, it's not going to be easy, again, because I chose this structure where, you know, this, I mean, this could be above. Yes, I think this could be above, but I won't do that. I won't go with that option. I will instead use this one. And okay, let's make the other numbers. So our second digit, and press generate. And here I will place it. And you will notice that whenever you drag any widget, all the others become semi-transparent. So this is great for you to see what's underneath, and it will allow us to position this much better or much easier. Okay, so now we invert, and this one will be almost all pink. And we can go with yeah. Yes, this will work. Okay, so now the next one will be the minutes first digit, and press generate. Let's try and match the position. Something like this. And this gradient will be turning to blue again, okay? And then this one will be blue. So let's imagine that this starts on blue, goes to pink, goes to blue again, and then to pink, and so on. So this is done. Let's add another minutes second digit and press generate. And let's place it something like this. And this one will be mostly blue. Right there. And okay, now let's create the seconds. So seconds first digit and press generate. And this one we need it to be smaller. So let's do that. But still match the upper and lower limits. Okay? So something like this should work. Okay. And this one will be blue turning to pink. Right there. And the last one, the second digit will be pink. So press generate, position it, so something like that, and we can tweak this further, I believe. So yeah, I believe this will work. So let's lock them all. Oh, I forgot that this one would be pink. So let's do that. And there we go. Okay, this is what we have. I'm not really sure about this pink, blue, pink effect. But well, I'm gonna select the minutes and push them just a little bit to the right. And by the way, to multi-select widgets, you select the first one and then press Shift and select the other ones, okay? So this way you can move several widgets at a time by using the Shift multi-select and then the arrow keys, okay? So yes, this is done. If I press Preview, you'll notice that yes, this is working. The hours match with the ones in my computer, so this should work on the watch too. Okay, so now we have this problem to address, which is the shadow over the minutes, hours, minutes, and seconds. And I thought about how to achieve this, and I think the best way would be to, now let me see here. Yes, I guess I will go with an image here, right there. We use the same trick we used up here. So let's draw a vector and just go and create a shape right here. It doesn't really have to be perfect. We just need to something that will cast a shadow, basically. And okay, we can now join these and increase the width. Go with pure black right there and save. And now we'll apply a Gaussian blur effect with a low value, something, there we go. And immediately you see what it's doing. So we needed this. We needed this sort of a shadow being cast over the numbers, because it will give us the illusion of this being underneath these structures here, the upper and the lower structure. The problem is we now have this shadow being cast over the structures themselves. So we need to remove that. And okay, there's no easy way. We just have to create another image. And sorry about this, I should have thought better about this process, I know. Well, I think that as long as we achieve the effect, the same effect in the end, that's all that matters. Results. Right? So, okay. Yes, we go all the way up to here and here, and this will work. So okay, we can now connect these, and we can maybe push this right there and fill it and save, and there we go. Now we have this shape, and all we need to do now is apply a invert alpha effect. There we go. And now we can simply remove the shadow, from this shadow here. So let's go and subtract. There we go. Now it's not going over those structures, but I believe that it's still going over this. So now we can simply edit image and just erase everything that we don't need. So here and save, and voila, this is now done. We could eventually merge this image with each and every one of these, and that would confine the now let me see here, it would be one less image to care about or to worry about. You know what? I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna place this here, and don't mind that I will have a lot of these duplicated right there, and finally this one. Okay, so you'll notice that now the shadow effect is overwhelming, and it wouldn't be that bad to have it this way. But what I want to is I want to merge the shadow effect with each and every one of these widgets. And for that, now all I have to do is add. Okay. And oh dear, no. This is not what I wanted. Sorry. The problem is, you'll notice here, if I now crop the content, this will be kept. The shadow. So, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to undo. And since we have a lot of widgets, it is expected that this takes a little bit longer to undo. So here I will remove all these cloned images. I'm sorry about this, but yeah, I didn't think this through. I think should have thought better about this one. So I'll just name it Shadow and just, you know, accept that it will have to be this way. Okay, so back to the reference image. Okay, so here we have the weekday and the month day. So let's take care of them. Here on the date, let's add a weekday, and here I'll press generate. Let's go with that. Maybe I have to pick this color here that I used for the archway and head it to the favorites this time. And now you'll notice that they're uppercase and only the first 3 letters are used. So let's do that. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There we go. And now let's edit the size. So something like this. Okay. And now the month day, image combo, generate, and this time I'm going to use the padding option. So it will always show a 0 when it's from 1 to 9. Okay, let's make it larger, something like this, and I want it to match the bottom. Be bottom aligned with this one, and it looks like it is, but we can make absolutely sure by calling the guidelines and then right there. Okay, and now let's disable the guideline editing, and here I will first push this to the left and this one to the left too. And let's take a look. Hide the guidelines and press preview. The month day could be a little bit to the left because it's too close to the edge there. And let's push the weekday to the left too. So there we go. And yes, this should work. We can now proceed and lock the layers. I don't need to save because Facemaker is constantly saving. So, okay, let's add the steps. So elf and steps, and let's put it beneath the digital dial. Not absolutely necessary, but good practice to put the time above everything else. So here, generate. Oh, I selected a image set. It's not the image set, it's an image combo. So image combo, there we go. And press generate, place it, crop the content, and done. Let's lock it and see how it looks. Perhaps this is a little bit too large, but let's try and compare it with a reference image. And indeed it is. So let's go with the 38, crop the content, and much better. Okay, let's keep it aligned to the left, and we can now add the distance. So let's go to health, distance, and here I will add an image combo and press generate, and there we go. And now let's crop the content, and once again you'll notice that this one wasn't cut to the size, because Facemaker will try to keep all the images the same width. But for the distance, this is not ideal. So the dot should be smaller. The way you can achieve that is by selecting the dot image here and press edit file on external editor. And we will go to GIMP. And here I will select the part we need, so this one, and select image, crop to selection, and then just simply override. Now when we go back to Facemaker, you'll notice that now it is perfect, so we can proceed. Let's press preview. And okay, now we should add the calories, so let's do that. So health, calories, and here we can lock and add the image combo and press generate. So, you know, this is more of the same. Add data, generate images, crop the content, place them, and you're done. And finally, the Standup. So health, Standup times, and lock, add an image combo, press generate, and there we go. Here I will also crop the content and try and place it the best we can. This is locked, so let's press preview. And yes, I believe this will work perfectly. So now there's one thing missing here on the time layer, which is the separator here. So let's create it. So here I will add an image, press generate, and I won't care about the size. I will resize it manually. This will be much faster than using the generator. And the images will be resized, so no problem. Right here and right here. Now let me see. And yes, it's perfect. So Control C, Control V, place it there. Zoom out. And okay, I think I can merge these, so add. And now I will apply a gradient. And it will be this pink color, since it's in the middle. So we keep the same, you know, the same effect of the gradient going across all the numbers. And here, Control C, Control V, put it here. And now we'll resize it. Something like this. And now we'll, here on the effects, I will go with the blue color. Right there, okay? So let's see how this looks. And well, it doesn't look like crap, so I guess that's a bonus. I will push this slightly to the right, because I think the space between these two, it's larger than this one. And indeed it is, but I don't care. I think it looks good. So let's proceed, because this tutorial is starting to be, you know, too long for my and your tastes. Okay. Okay, so here I will press generate and let's try and match. I'm creating this shape here. Okay, so this should be a darker gray. There we go. And now let's make it the right size right there. And I'm not really sure, but I think yes. Okay, so it should be inside this this border because I will apply an outline effect. And what the outline effect does is it removes the content and replace it with an outline, a line all around. So yeah, this should do it. Now we need a rounded corners effect. There we go. Go all the way to 100. Right there and right there. And finally add a border effect, or rather not the border. Sorry, the outline. And there we go. This is what we needed. Let's go with that dark gray. Let me just check and see how this looks. We can always make it darker, which I will now with another effect. Right there, and yes, this will work. So this is done. We can now add the AM, PM there. So let me see here. It's on the time. Digital dial. There we go. And here I will have the AM, PM and press generate. And the problem about the AM, PM is at least for Amazfit, it only shows 2 images, AM and PM, not 24 hours. But our concept has 3 images, so AM, PM, and 24. So the way to do this, I mean, it becomes more complicated because of this, because we'll have to create a third image that will be replaced by these here when it's 24 hours. So let's try and do that. First we take care of the size, and then we increase the offset. So now we have AM and PM, okay? And okay, we need the usual color or the normal color, which will be this one. I think we can go with a darker color. This one, yeah. Okay, so this will be the normal color, and when it's AM, it will show this one. When it's PM, it will show this one. We can select the highlight color here, and it will be the pink. The pink color. There we go. Now let me just zoom out and see what we have here. Okay. So I believe this will work. AM, PM, and when it's not AM or a PM, this has to disappear and show 24 hours here. So for that, I am going to add a artistic text. So here, artistic text, 24 hours, and put it here. And this will be that pink color. I should have saved it on the favorites, but yeah. Let's do that now. Okay, so right now we have this one, but we need one for the AM, PM when they're highlighted. So let me show you here. Let's create another text artistic. Hide the highlighted one, the pink one, and this one will be this color here, gray. Okay, so let's pick it right there, and right there. There we go. So let's add this color to favorites. So now we need to merge this with the AM/PM image set. So because when this widget shows, okay, the 24 hours should always show too, but not highlighted. So this version here. So let's merge them. There we go. So it's AM/PM, AM/PM. So, and when it's 24 hours, this one should show, okay? And the AM/PM should show in gray color, in this color here, okay? So we need to create the AM/PM in gray color. So let's do that. So here I will add, yes, I will add an artistic text. I'm sorry, I was thinking about how I would do this. Some things are not as easy as they could be, I know, but well, we're trying to do some complex effects here, and you know, some difficulty is to be expected. So here, AM, let's put it on the same place as the one from the image set. Here we clone it, put it here, and change it to PM, right there. And now we can merge these three, okay? So add and add. So now we have the image set and we have this version that will show when it's 24 hours. What we need now is for this one to have an opaque background that will cover this one, okay? This one will be on the background and this one will be on the foreground with an opaque color going over this one. So let me show you here. Add an image and let's press generate, and I'm gonna pick this background color here. I'm not really sure, but I believe that, yeah, this is a gradient, so we should be careful. We have to replicate exactly the gradient. So let's try and do that. Here, I'll push it down right there. Well, okay. Now the height. Right there. And the width. So let's go with 120. And then increase it. Right there. Okay. So now let's lock it and hide it, because I need to pick these colors here. So let's edit the gradient, pick this one here, and then select the other one and pick this one here. Okay, the brighter one should be on the left and the darker on the right. And right now, this replicates exactly the background, okay? And we're going to merge it with the AM/PM. This one here. So merge down, and now we have an AM/PM that will change from AM to PM, okay? And when it's 24 hours, the watch will hide this one and show the one underneath. So this is the effect we wanted, okay? This will always be a static image, and we can put it on the background container right there. And this one, the AM/PM, will only show when it's AM or PM for the 12-hour system. And when it shows, it overlays over this image since it is opaque, and hides this and will show AM or PM. Now I'm not sure, I think I moved it slightly, and indeed I have, but I don't think this is that important. Yeah, I moved it too much, so I'm gonna put it back where it was, and this is good enough. Okay, so now we can, and it's all merged, I guess, and we can proceed. This is done. I'm gonna save once, okay? To those who didn't notice, I'm using the autosave feature, so we don't have to care about saving our watch face, because every 2 minutes Facemaker will do it. So let's finish this sucker, okay? Let's enable the preview here, and we have some data that we can add, because Amazfit doesn't have it. This one here, for example, which is the GMT plus or minus, depending on the time zone you have. So here we'll have to replace it with something else. And I was thinking about the week of the year. So I'll put a W here and the number of the week. So let's do that. Here, text artistic, W. Put it here. We need it to be bigger, something like this, and let's use that lighter color. So W, and here I believe it's the dates, and yes, it is. Okay, here we have week of the year. So all we need to do is generate. Put it there, and yes, we can use larger numbers, and I believe it will look good. Okay, let's see how it looks, and lock it just for good measure, and press preview. And yes, we are on week 2, so this is correct. I might change this to week. Something like this. And of course, right now it's too large. Perhaps we can, first we can push this. We know that the week, it's 50 something, I guess. Many weeks in a year. I don't quite remember. But yes, I think we can push this to the right and have this to the right too, and there we go. Now, yes, I believe this will work, so we can now proceed. Not much left to make. I don't know what this is. I think this is some sort of a target, and we have this, which is a circle that represents the steps also. So this, I believe this is some sort of percentage. Yes, I believe this is some sort of percentage. So yes, let's do it. Let's create that circle, and this sort of percentage of the target for the day. Okay, here on the steps, so not distance, but let me just take a look. Yeah, we have an image set for the distance, so let's do that. Here for the distance, I'm going to press generate, and instead of a line, I will go with circle. Oh, but I am not sure that this is available yet. Yes, I'm still implementing it. So let's use the steps instead. There we go. Yeah. So here, generate, and select the circle. And here I am going to try and match, which is not going to be easy, I guess, but we'll try. So here on the 28th, so 28, okay, and now let's increase the line width to thick, So let's go with the even number 10. Now here we want 410. Okay, there we go. Now let me take a look and think this will work. So let me hide everything and show the reference just to make sure where it starts and when it ends. And also I need to check the gradient. I believe that it's blue to pink, so let's do that. Okay, this should start on 160. 177, no, 175. There we go. And here it should end on 100. So remember, to create this kind of thing, you have the you can use larger degrees on the start angle and lower degrees on the end angle, and it will grow on the opposite direction, counterclockwise. Okay, so here I will try to create this sort of a gradient, and it has to be a radial one, and start on the blue. Oh, should be the other way around. There we go. And start on the blue and end on the pink. And there we go. Now we have only 5 images. I am going to use 10. Like that. And I don't know if this has some sort of... No, it doesn't. It doesn't have... I was trying to see if this has some sort of placeholder on the background, but it doesn't. So... or rather lines, just like this one we have here. Okay, so this is done. We can now copy the last image, this one here, Control C, go into the background, add an image, and press Control V. And let me just take a look. This is located on 28 by 28, so let's do that. 28 by 28. Now it's on the same spot as the image set, and now I'll apply a brightness effect, make it darker, and press preview. And there we go. This might be too dark. Let's go with 55. And there we go. This should work. So this is done. We can now simply think the only thing we're lacking is actually the progress percentage, or sort of percentage for the progress of the steps. So let me see here. How can we do this? Okay. We have the image set, but the image set will only allow us to generate lines, circle. Oh, we have text. This is perfect. Okay, so let's go with this. We can go with the percentage. So let's use percentage and put it here, perhaps, or not. Let's not use the percentage sign. Remove it. Right there, and use this white color. Oh yes, we have the selected one, which is the last one here, which has to be the same color. There we go. So here I will resize it, make it larger, and now we need some sort of a flag or something that will show us that we're close to 100%, that this is an objective, okay? And the way to do it, we have several ways. We can add an image here, and then go into the library. I believe we have one of these flags. There we go. But I'm not sure I like it. Let me see here. Yes, it might work. Let me just take a look. And okay, I'm going to use it for the sake of us being able to finish this watch face today. So otherwise, it's taking too long. So yes, this is now done, and I believe we have a finished watch face. Now we only need to merge all these images and also create a always on display. Oh, we also have to add the shortcuts. So let's do that. Okay, 5 minutes to go. Okay, so we have several shortcuts we can add. So the first one will be, let me see here. We can take care of the shortcuts first. So let me collapse the widget main container and have the shortcuts container here. And here I am going to add, so phone, find phone. There we go. So if we click this, the phone will start ringing. Okay, and it will be here. Okay, so the next one, system. It can be calendar. Since we have the date here, we'll put a calendar link up here. The next one, so let me see here, system, I believe we have one for music, and we do, so let's put it here. And this one needs to be smaller, so there we go. Right there. And the next one, weather. Since we don't have the weather information, it will be nice to have a link to check the weather. So it should be down here. Okay. And I believe we have all the, no, I think we can add the steps shortcut. So let's go and add health, steps shortcut. And it should be here. So when we click this area, it will go into the steps information on the watch. And we have all the shortcuts we need, but now we need some sort of a label here all around that will tell us what the shortcuts do. So I'll start by adding the find phone feature. So this will go on the top left, and we will click and insert phone. So now let's make it round and increase the radius right there. So of course it should be 466 up here. Oh, not increase the font, but the radius. And I believe this is too close to the edge, so we need to move it right and down, just like that, okay? And now, since we have two margin, the total margin is 4, so the widget has to be 462. And there we go. And now we need to move it here. So let's tweak the starting angle and place it there. Now I want to take a look at everything. So let me just see here. I believe that a 3 should be better. And then we have 6, so the widget has to be 460. So let's make the radius smaller. And there we go. So phone is done, and we can lock it, and then we can simply duplicate it, just like that. And now tweak the angles. So this one was, I believe, yes, we have to take a look at the reference. So this one is music. Okay, let's change the text to music. And you'll notice that is inverted, so we need to invert it here too. And perhaps move it a little bit to the left and to the bottom. There we go. And now we clone it. Tweak the rotation. And here, I remember it was weather. Oops. Okay, now only one to go, and I believe it was this one, which was calendar. So let's duplicate this one here and increase the start angle, and I believe it's 45. There we go. And okay, so let's I don't think calendar will fit. Yeah, it doesn't look good, so let's simply call it cal. And there we go. Now we have a finished watch face, and what I usually do is I merge all the layers right here, these. So let's start and do it. So add, all the way up to the first layer, or rather the first layer is the reference and we don't need it anymore, so we'll be deleting it. Okay. Oh wow, we had quite a large number of layers, and you'll notice that here on the right the layers are appearing all merged. So as we merge them, the image becomes clearer and clearer what the final image will be. Oops, sorry. Add, and add. Now this one is a reference, we can delete it. Let's go back into this one, and here, first I will crop the canvas and then make it a sphere. And there we go. We have the complete image, all merged, and everything is great. And we can use this now for the always on display. So let's go and add a background main container. And here I am going to copy this one, which is the background. So Control C, and here Control V, and I will desaturate it or even make it grayscale. So there we go. This will be our always on display background, and now we need the time. So let's add a widget main container here, time, digital dial, and now let's copy the hours and minutes. And not the seconds, because it will, use too much battery. There we go. Now we'll, I think the hours and minutes will be enough. So here, I'm gonna add the last, which is grayscale, effects, last grayscale, effects, last grayscale, and finally this one. And there we go, complete watch face. It wasn't easy, I know. And this video was extremely long. I am so sorry about this, but yeah, for this kind of watch face, you have to spend time doing it. And to be frank, 2 hours for a watch face like this, it's not too much. Many professional designers take whole days or several days for a single watch face sometimes. So doing it in 2 hours is nothing. Okay, so I hope you liked this video. Keep following this channel, and because soon we will have the Facemaker watch face store that will be opening. So I will announce it here. I will announce it on the Facemaker Discord server. So if you want to start selling your watch faces for wearOS, keep this in mind, only wearOS will be supported. Keep coming back and stay tuned, because I will announce it very soon. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye!